previous video, we have discussed about Randos with Ray, about Satyajit Ray. We talked about Satyajit Ray and Gaston Roberge. So in this video, we will continue the lesson. So it was a unique friendship that developed between a French Canadian priest and one of the world's greatest film directors. It is a unique friendship, a special friendship between a Canadian priest and a film director. So who is film director here? We are talking about Satyajit Ray. And who is the French Canadian priest? Gaston Roberge. So they have a good, a special friendship and had a singular impact on Bengali films, both academically and practically. So they have a singular impact, means they have the strong impression on the film field. It was en route to India in 1961. En route means on the way. In the year 1961, at a stopover in New York. So a stopover while he was coming to India in 1961, a stopover, a place where to, in the airport to get a connecting flight. So we had to wait some time in the airports. So in that stopover in New York, the 26-year-old Francis Gaston Roberge was acquainted with the works of Satyajit Ray through the Apu trilogy. So where he came to know that, Roberge came to know that the works of Satyajit Ray through the three films. Trilogy means three. The three films, Apu trilogy. After watching these three films, he came to know about, yes, this is what the Indian culture, Bengali culture, and the director, the scriptwriter, about the three films, the actors, everything he came to know about. By the time the age of Gaston Roberge is 26-year-old. With the works of Satyajit Ray through the Apu trilogy, he found the world of Apu so fascinating that he was all three films one sitting. That he saw all three films at one sitting. So fascinating, so interesting when he saw the first film. So Roberge completely all the three films at a stretch. He saw all the three films. And there began long-standing love affair with the people of India and Bengali cinema and culture. There he got a relationship with the Indian culture and Bengali cinema and all Indian heritage and culture, all these aspects, which led to path-breaking work in those fields. That is the starting point, and that leads after reaching India with meeting Satyajit Ray. So, in a new way, path-breaking, a new step. In his latest book, Satyajit Ray Essays, 1970 to 2005, a compilation of his essays, as the name suggests, being published by Manohar Publishers, New Delhi. Of recently he released a book on Satyajit Ray, that was essays on 1970 to 2005. So in that essays, it was published by the Manohar Publishers, New Delhi. Roberge provides scholarly original analysis of Ray's works. So about Ray and his lifestyle and his works, everything Roberge gave scholarly. He described about Satyajit Ray and his works, his greatness, his character, everything he described in that in that essays. Giving an insight into the greatness of Ray, both as a person, as an artist. Ray as an artist, as a person. So if you can take an artist, how he works, so what kind of themes he deal with, so how, if you come to personal, what kind of characteristics, so how his behavior and everything described in that essays. Roberts does not endorse the accusation of race detractors that the master director made his reputation selling India's poverty to the West. Actually, many detractors, critics, has criticized Satyajit Ray that he was the master director. Who is the master director here? Satyajit Ray. So, the master director, what critics say that he is selling Indian poverty. Through his movies, he showed Indian poverty. For example, the streets of the Calcutta, the beggars, or the slum areas, all he shown in his films, and he sell India's poverty to the foreign countries. So this is the critics criticized Satyajit Ray, but Gaston Roberts not at all agreed with these critics. And what he said, what struck me most was not the material poverty depicted in the films, but the enormous spiritual poverty of some rich people is much more deplorable than material poverty. So what he discussed in the movies is, he discussed about not the material poverty. Material poverty in the sense you don't have car, you don't have all kinds of facilities. It is not. It was discussed in his movies. What he said is the rich people, the poverty of some rich people is much more deplorable than material poverty. So as Roberts' concern is, what most struck him, not the material poverty, the rich people, some people is much more spiritual poverty. Spiritual poverty in the sense, that means not, stop there, sir. Talks about Satyajit Ray, what critics said that, సో భారతదేశంలో ఉన్నటువంటి అదే ధనికులైనటువంటి వాళ్ళ ఆధ్యాత్మిక చింతన లోపించడం అనే ఆ పోవర్టీ గురించి మాట్లాడుతున్నాడు. ఆ పోవర్టీ అనేటువంటి చూపించడం జరిగింది అంతే తప్ప మెటీరియల్ పావర్టీ అంటే మనకి పేదవాళ్ళు మురికి రూపంలో ఉన్నారు, వాళ్ళకి కనీస అవసరాలు లేవు అనేటువంటి విషయాల కంటే ధనికులైనటువంటి వాళ్ళలో ఆధ్యాత్మిక చింతన లేకపోవడం అనేది నిజమైనటువంటి పావర్టీ అని రోబర్ట్ సపోర్ట్ చేస్తున్నాడు సత్యజిత్ రేని. అది చూపించే ప్రయత్నం చేశారు తన సినిమాల ద్వారా అని. Roberts does not speak with the arrogance of the West, so that he was not talking about because he's a foreigner, he's a Western person, he belongs to some Western country, so he doesn't have that kind of arrogance. Arrogance means garvam, pride తో మాట్లాడడం లేదు. సో నేను చెప్తున్నానంటే భారతదేశంలో ఉండేటువంటి ధనికులైనటువంటి వాళ్ళలో ఆధ్యాత్మిక చింతన లేకపోవడం అనేటువంటిది ఇక్కడ సత్యజిత్ రే తన సినిమాల ద్వారా చూపించే ప్రయత్నం చేశాడు తప్ప మీరు అనుకున్నట్టు సో పేదవాళ్ళ యొక్క స్థితిగతుల్ని చూపించి తద్వారా తను ఏదైనా సంపాదించుకుందాము అనేటువంటి ప్రయత్నం మాత్రం చేయలేదు అని సత్యజిత్ రే గురించి గ్యాస్టన్ రాబర్ట్స్ చెప్తూ ఉన్నాడు అనమాట. ఇక్కడ I was here on a quest to know the world and in the process to know myself. I did not come here to convert. In fact, I am the one who got converted, he said. Actually, he is a spiritual, Gaston Roberts is a priest. He came here to convert some people into their lifestyle, their way of life. But ఇక్కడికి వచ్చిన తర్వాత రాబర్ట్ జే మన అందరిలో కలిసిపోయాను, నేను ఇక్కడికి వచ్చి కన్వర్ట్ అయిపోయాను, ఇక్కడ ప్రజలతో మమేకం అయిపోయాను అని చెప్తున్నాడు. But it took him 9 years after reaching Calcutta. Now it is called as a Calcutta. So it is not easy to meet Satyajit Ray. He directly came to West Bengal and he did not meet Satyajit Ray in 1 day or 2 days or 1 week or 1 month. So 9 years he waited to meet Satyajit Ray. Why? So immediately he can get a permission to meet Satyajit Ray, but you don't want to meet him like you want to see him as like a piece of museum. So you want to some worthwhile talks, worthwhile dialogues. అతను కలిసి ఏదైనా మంచి విషయాలు మాట్లాడాలి, అతనికి సంబంధించినటువంటి విషయాలు ఏవైనా మాట్లాడాలి అని 9 years he studied about all his pictures, all his films, and joined St. Xavier's College to muster confidence to meet Ray in a person. He gained some confidence to meet Sajjit Ray in a person. డైరెక్ట్గా అతన్ని వ్యక్తిగతంగా కలవడానికి కొంత బ్యాక్గ్రౌండ్ అంటే అతని సినిమాలకు సంబంధించినటువంటి అంశాలు, అతనికి సంబంధించిన వ్యక్తిగత అంశాలపైన కొంచెం అధ్యయనం చేసి అతను కలిస్తే ఏదైనా మాట్లాడవచ్చు, విలువైనటువంటి సమాచారం ఉంటుంది అని చెప్పేసి తను 9 years వెయిట్ చేశాడు. Although I wanted to meet him right away. So straight away he came to India, and after he coming to India he can go and took a permission and he can meet Sajjit Ray. But he don't want to meet like that. Like he was a living museum piece. So how we can go, if you go visit a museum, what we can see, what we can do there? Just you can observe the valuable and ancient valuables over there. Just not even you can touch. You just observe. You can look at it and you can go out. If you can go to a museum or somewhere. So here, if you don't know anything about Sajjit Ray, you don't studied about Sajjit Ray, and you can go and meet. So he is also like a museum piece. So that's why అలా మ్యూజియంలో ఉన్నటువంటి విగ్రహాన్ని చూసి వచ్చేటట్టు చూసి రావడం తన ఉద్దేశం కాదు. అందుకనే డైరెక్ట్గా వచ్చిన వెంటనే అతన్ని కలవలేదు. ఐ వాంటెడ్ టు ప్రిపేర్ మై సెల్ఫ్, గెట్ టు నో హిస్ వర్క్స్ మోర్. సో నేను అతని యొక్క రచనలు, అతని యొక్క సినిమాలు, వాటి గురించి తెలుసుకోవడానికి నాకు చాలా టైం పట్టింది. సో దట్ వెన్ వి మెట్ దేర్ కుడ్ బి ఎ వర్త్ వైల్ డైలాగ్. సో ఇఫ్ ఐ మెట్ హిమ్ దేర్ మస్ట్ బి సమ్ వర్త్ వైల్ వాల్యూబుల్. సో విలువైనటువంటి మాటలు మాట్లాడడానికి అవకాశం ఉంటుంది అని చెప్పాడు. When they finally met, it was the beginning of close friendship that lasted 22 years until Ray's death in 1992. So that is the beginning of their friendship. It was long lasted. After 20 years, in 1992, when Sajjit Ray was died, అంతవరకు వాళ్ళ యొక్క ఫ్రెండ్షిప్ అనేటువంటిది కొనసాగింది. It was very quiet friendship that developed over the years. So that friendship has developed for many years. Manikda, as Ray was affectionately called by his friends. Actually, Sajjit Ray was called by his friends and lovers of Sajjit Ray, Manikda. So, was shy person and always very discreet about displaying his emotions. So he is a kind of shy, కొంచెం బిడియస్. సో అలాగే అంతేకాకుండా పర్సన్ ఆల్వేస్ వెరీ డిస్క్రీట్ అబౌట్ డిస్ప్లేయింగ్ హిస్ ఎమోషన్స్. తన ఎమోషన్స్, కోపాన్ని కానీ సంతోషాన్ని కానీ లేదంటే ఏదైనా ఎమోషన్ కానీ ఎక్స్ప్రెస్ చేయాలంటే వెరీ బ్యాలెన్స్డ్. సో మనం చిన్న విషయానికి ఆనందపడిపోవడం, కోపపడిపోవడం, దుఃఖంగా వచ్చు అంటే ఇలాంటి ఎమోషన్స్ ఏవి ఇమీడియట్గా వీ కెనాట్ సీ ఆన్ ద ఫేస్ ఆఫ్ Sajjit Ray. సో ఈస్ వెరీ మచ్ డిస్క్రీట్, అంటే ఒక బ్యాలెన్సింగ్. సో said Robert. So though outsiders, Ray's massive stature, physical and intellectual, might have made him come across as cold, aloof and even intimidating. సో రేస్ మ్యాసివ్ స్టేచర్ అంటే అతని యొక్క ఆహార్యం చూస్తే మనకి బయట వాళ్ళకి ఏమనిపిస్తుంది అంటే ఇతను ఎవరితో కలవడు, ఒక హ్యూమర్ ఉండదు, ఒక కోపిస్టీ అనేటువంటి అపియరెన్స్ మనకి కనిపిస్తుంది. He was in reality a very simple and unassuming man with subtle sense of humor. ఇంకా అతన్ని దగ్గరగా పరిశీలించే వాళ్ళకి అర్థమవుతుంది. సో ఏంటిది అంటే చాలా సెన్స్ ఆఫ్ హ్యూమర్ ఉన్నటువంటి వ్యక్తి అనేటువంటి విషయం. Okay, that's it for today. So we will continue the next points about Sajjit Ray. We will discuss in the next video.